Hi, everyone. Debbie Sanders here. We're going to be interviewing Stephen Curtis from Fairway Mortgage today. He's going to talk to us a little bit about interest rates, deferment, forbearance, all the hot topics, items that are going on in the lending mortgage world. So thank you for being here today, Stephen. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks
Um,
for having me.
you're welcome. Why don't you go ahead and start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your company and what you guys do?
My name's Steve Curtis, and I am the area manager for Fairway Mortgage. And so we have 4 offices across the south region of Houston. And, just been doing this since 2002. And, we're not real flashy. We just do a really good job. We've built our business on referrals and reputation, and we continue to do that. And we're trying to be the leaders in communication during this time. So we're trying to get in front of as many people as we can, talk about all the things that maybe you can't find in the news, because there's a lot of news out there that's really focused on the virus, but our industry is the backbone of almost every economic recovery. So taking time out of our day to do interviews like this is very important, and I appreciate you putting it together.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you're doing a great job at staying in front of people, because that's one of the reasons I invited Stephen. Is I've been in several trainings and meetings, and he's been the voice for mortgage and lending, and he knows so much that it was much more important for me to invite him to say those things than for me to regurgitate them to you, because it would not have had the meat to it that it would having him here, because he is the expert in all of these things. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
So right now, Stephen, it's the first of the month, or it's about to be. Today's April 30th, and mortgages are going to be due tomorrow. There are people that have been laid off, lost their jobs, furloughed, and they're a little antsy and nervous about making that mortgage payment tomorrow. If they are uncertain about that, what knowing that they have specific circumstances, generally speaking, what options do they have?
Right. So like you said, rent and mortgage payments are due tomorrow. We just got job numbers today. We're at right around 30 million jobless claims since the virus started. So this is something that's affecting a lot of people. No one's immune, and there are options. I will tell you that this isn't a mortgage specific question, but the best guidance I can give you is you got to contact your servicer. So whoever you get the monthly statement from, there's a number on there that says call for customer service. You got to call them. They're going to have options. My advice is pay attention to the options, get it in writing, seek some wise counsel if you're not sure what it is. Don't accept any terms that aren't favorable to you or that you don't think that you will be okay with down the road, and know what your exit strategy is. That's the most important thing. So the 2 terms that you're hearing a lot right now are forbearance and deferment.
Right.
And a lot of companies are using these interchangeably, but they couldn't be more different. So forbearance typically is you skip some payments right now, and at the end of that term, you owe all of those payments and that month's payment.
Mm,
Sometimes that can be kind of tough to do.
that's huge. That's a big balloon
Correct.
there.
And usually deferment, when we're talking about mortgages, is placing those missed payments on the back end of the mortgage that extends the term. So there's not a huge balloon payment that's due 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the road. So, it can be a little confusing. So that's why I say make sure you get it in writing, seek some wise counsel. If you're not sure what it is, ask questions. Don't just accept the very first thing. We don't want any unintended consequences, because it's there for you to be able to make it through this time, but the end result can't be worse than the thing that you're signing up for. So just
Right.
be careful and ask questions.
I appreciate what you said about having an exit strategy, because sometimes we just worry about right now and how we're going to ease the pain right now and solve right now's problem, but you don't want to create a bigger problem
That's
in the
right.
long run. So the exit strategy is a great way of putting that. So
Huge.
good, good. What about something we're hearing about also are interest rates and how low they are and fluctuating. And some people who own their home right now are asking me about refinancing, if refinancing is a good option for them.
So what I'll tell you is everybody's different. Everyone's situation is different. And the needs of the consumer are different. Rates are very, very low right now. The government, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, as well as FHA, they've eased some of the appraisal restrictions. So these loans are coming at even a lower cost now. Sometimes you don't even need an appraisal. We've had several of those. So, and a lot of times appraisers are able to go out, or not even have to go out to your property. So that's contactless system now. You don't have to worry about someone coming into your home. I know that's a big hot topic right now.
Right.
So you can do these things without any interaction with any person. So don't feel like, well, it's not a good time because I don't want to be interacting with strangers. You can do it 100% paperless. And almost any mortgage company can do it that way. I'm not here to just promote us. Everybody has these same tools.
Right.
So the easing of those restrictions has made refis easy and fast and painless, no customer contact. And then the second part is rates are low. We think that they will continue to be low. The Federal Reserve wants them low. They want them to stay this way at least through 2021 so that we have plenty of time for the recovery. So the good news is you don't have to rush out tomorrow and get your refinance done. There is time if you're not ready right this second. But if you're in a position and you want to take a look at it, it's no cost to you. The originators like myself or my team or any other mortgage company, they're going to do all the legwork for free. You may have to send in a few documents, but they're not going to charge you anything until they have a pretty good idea of whether or not they can create the loan that you're looking for, whether that be getting money back or reducing your term or a lower rate or a lower payment. If you're not accomplishing your goals, you can walk away, no cost to you. Hey, at least you looked into it. You don't have any fear of missing out.
Right, right. That's what I advise my people on a lot of times is just go ask the questions, just go see what your options are. You don't know till you ask, and it's not going to hurt anything. So knowledge is power, and you'll get as
Absolutely.
much knowledge as you can. Mhm. I heard you mention on one of our webinars that about a 25-year mortgage.
Mhm.
Is that an option for a lot of people, or can you speak into that?
Yeah, so what we're using that for right now is, let's say you bought a house in the last 18 months. Well, even with really low rates, maybe you're saving 60, 70, $80 and you're like, yeah, it's not really a lot. But
Mhm.
what if you paid the same payment and cut 3 years off your term? That's thousands of dollars. So
Right,
it's just about being creative and being open-minded when you go into looking into a refinance. If you're not really sure, if you're like a lot of consumers, you're like, look, I don't know exactly what I want, I just don't want to miss out, then
right.
keep an open mind. There's lots of solutions. That's one that we're using a lot because people are like, okay, so I can just shorten this whole thing by 3 years.
Mm,
I pay the same exact payment. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, that can be appetizing for some people. Some people want the savings. Some people need cash. There's about $40 trillion
mm.
in homes, right, that are financed right now. There's only $11 trillion in mortgages.
Oh, wow.
So there's tons of equity,
Right,
tons of equity. And some people don't know how to tap that.
right.
So right now
So
might be the
should
time.
they contact their current mortgage company to refinance through them, or is that something that you can shop around mortgage companies?
Yeah, of course you can shop around. Your mortgage servicer is going to want a shot at it,
Sure.
obviously. And I don't blame you if you're a loyalist and you want to give them first dibs, but you always want to keep people honest. So I would say get a few quotes. The local guys are good too. Go back to the person that did your loan before. Give them a shot too.
Right.
I know that they're working hard right now to do as many loans as they can and help as many people as possible. So, people like loyalty. So whether or not it's the last person that did a loan with you, or it's the company that currently services your loan, or if it's me or our team or anyone that you see, out on the streets or doing mortgage loans, you can also seek the advice of your real estate agent. It's a good opportunity to check in with them too on other things that are going on. You don't know what opportunities will come from this, but I'll tell you, anytime you're in any economic crisis, there's opportunities. So it might be a time to just call everybody, see what's going on, see if there's opportunities. If you're in a position to take advantage of them, why not?
Absolutely. And knowing what your end goal is as well. Like you said, do I want a shorter term on my mortgage? Do I want to cash out refi? What are my goals here? Kind of have that plan, that magic plan laid out,
Mhm.
maybe prior to going those conversations, but you could also develop those through those conversations.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, we get calls all the time with people that are just saying, I don't know exactly what I want to do. I just want to make sure I don't miss out.
exactly.
So you just give them
Wonderful.
some options and let them pick.
Good, good. Okay, so my next question is about going in, getting a new mortgage right now. People are asking, should I buy now? Should I sell now? Should I wait? From a lender's perspective, how would you answer that question?
Well, I never think it's a wrong time to buy. Maybe I'm biased. I think you would be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But let me tell you why. Let me tell you why right now is a good time to buy.
Okay.
The last 3 or 4 recessions, and I think when we look back, we're going to say, okay, negative GDP for 2 months in a row, that's the definition of a recession. When we look back, we're going to say, okay, that was a recession, was what it was, some recovery, et cetera. Whatever the crystal ball holds, that's what will happen.
Mhm.
Every time there's been a recession, there's a huge shift in wealth. Okay. And one of those triggers is rent goes up.
Right.
2008, smaller pool of available buyers, high level of unemployment. Guess what happened? Rent went
It
up
goes up.
overnight, astronomically. So, rent is going to be the most expensive thing that you could waste your money on in the next few months. If you're coming up on your lease ending, this is the absolute time you need to buy. Because if not, you're going to be paying, rent at a 30, 40%, maybe not that high,
Mhm.
20% higher than you would on your last lease. People are already getting renewal notices that they're going up. I think you told me in an off-camera conversation that you had somebody down the road that you knew that their rent was going up $150.
Yes.
Some people can't afford that, and it's really gonna put mortgages, when interest rates are this low and rents are going up, it's gonna put mortgages even more attractive
Right.
because you're probably gonna be able to pay less to own something.
Right.
So right now, I think it's a safeguard against some of the things that are going to come with this virus, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, especially for renters to buy right now. But it's a great time. We have not seen much slowdown at all. People still need to sell. They still need to relocate. There's still life changes happening. It's Life still goes on, and so the housing market is still pushing through.
Absolutely. And the thing that I'll say is, we're in 2020
Mhm.
and we were operating like we were still in 2005. So what's happened is all this has made us do is use the technology that was already available to us. We could have been doing contactless processes before. We could have been doing minimal contact closings before, but
Right.
we didn't need to. It wasn't necessary. So now that we are forced to
Mhm.
embrace the technology, it's allowed the market to continue moving. And I appreciate the things that have happened at the government level, some good, some bad,
Mhm.
but the move that they made to allow appraisers to do appraisals without going into the homes was a really big deal.
Right.
Some people would potentially have not listed their homes if they had to have 1, 2, 3 different people that they don't know coming in.
Absolutely.
So the more that we can minimize that exposure, I think the better chance we have of keeping the housing market moving. And I'm the same as you. I don't think it's really slowed down that much. Houston is historically a very good market, and they've performed extremely well even in this current time.
Yeah, I agree. Selling and buying, it's trucking right along. So good. This has been very good information, Stephen. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today about these hot topics. And I hope that I encourage everyone to contact your mortgage lender or other ones, shop around, and just go educate yourself and get some more information. Feel free to call me or your real estate agent to get some more information. It's been a great conversation, Stephen. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.